You're right.
Whoa, hey guys, long time no see. Well, this is a special video because, okay, first I need to explain myself why I haven't been updating this much in this channel. Well, ever since I got my job, I've been pretty busy here and there, and I have to work from 8 to 5 every week, from Monday to Friday, and every time I get off of work I'm drained and I feel like I don't want to make a video or do something, but that's all about to change. You know, I'm getting used to the schedule, and I think I've left you guys hanging for long enough. You know, the funny part is I was thinking of giving myself a month off, like around August, from these videos, and well, turns out I took that break early this year. So yeah, I'm very sorry I haven't been updating this that much, but this video is special because it's going to be a video for you guys. It's not really going to be Jeff and Taylor related. Well, not really, but kind of it is. It's kind of Jeff and Taylor related. But yeah, it's mostly for you guys, and this video is advice for those of you who are interested in the cartooning field or comics. Mostly, I'm gonna focus on comics and manga or webcomics, whatever, in this. So here it is. This is my list of advice. I have notes here in my sketchbook. Yeah, I am. So yeah, let's dive in. All right. These are these are just my advice. This isn't just general advice or anything like that. My advice. Okay. Number 1. Make sure that cartooning, manga, basically sequential art, being its formal name, is your passion. It's your dream. Well, mostly telling stories and drawing are your passions. That you absolutely. It's like making comics. It's something that you absolutely have to do in order to have a fulfilling life, or yeah, it's like a higher calling to you. It's like you feel like you're meant to do this. That's that's the feeling of on how I view it. You know, I always, you know, ever since I was little, I always liked to draw and make stories. And yeah, all these years later, I've gotten better and more original with my work. And, you know, ever since I was a little kid, I knew that I was meant to draw and make stories. I didn't know what medium it would be done in, but I always knew I would make stories and draw. And, yeah, make sure it's something like that. Because if you were to draw comics for basically just because, or basically it's just fun for you, or just to be cool, or basically you think it's an easy way to make money, well then you're gonna have some struggles thinking of stories and characters and all that stuff. So yeah, it's totally okay if you want to make comics for fun, but if you want to make comics for the rest of your life as a career, then I highly recommend that to make sure it is your passion, that you want to do this no matter what. Okay. Number 2, meet deadlines. Yes. And you may think that, you know, I am the last person on earth to tell you that, because I haven't been updating my Jeff and Taylor website in almost a month, because again, working, and I haven't been doing that, but it'll all change tomorrow. Tomorrow I will draw up some more Jeff and Taylor strips and quickies and all that stuff. So for the whole month of July, it should be a normal schedule. Yeah, like I said, June I took an early break. But yeah, meet deadlines. Even if it's your own deadlines, you meet it. And when you make a promise to so friends, you should keep it. But yeah, meeting deadlines. It's just like turning in homework, only in the real world. At a job, if you have a deadline, then you absolutely have to turn it in, or else you're fired. no more money. I mean, in school, you could skip out on a homework assignment. I don't know. It depends on the teacher, but you could be punished in some way. But at the same time, it's not really that big of a deal compared to a job. So meet your deadlines, whether it's personal or business. Yeah, deadlines. Whether it's actual deadlines or goals, make sure you meet them. Yeah, set goals for yourself. It's like if you want to make 3 pages a day, then make sure you do that. 1 page a day. Heck, I'm even trying to aim for 9 pages a day, but with this schedule, that's impossible. Impossible. Yeah, create goals for yourself, and you'll be happy. You'll be stupid happy. I didn't mean to say that. It's just a little saying I have. Alright. Next bit of advice is, well, drawing talent is good. Yes. That's what I wrote in my notes. But yeah, you should be able to have a good sense of drawing. It depends on what style you're drawing in, but I don't know. Compared to comics like those stick figure comics, they may be crappy looking, but they can be funny if a joke is delivered well. So yeah, that's the thing I'm trying to talk about. I mean, drawing talent is good, but it's not really that. It's not really the most important thing in comic. The most important thing in comics are the story or the jokes. Well, whether you make gags or strips focusing on jokes, then make sure your jokes are really good and relatable and very funny. If you're focusing on stories, whether it doesn't matter the genre. It could be comedy, drama, or horror. Make sure the story is really compelling to your readers. Yeah, story story is much more important than drawing talent. I mean, drawing talent can improve in time, and so can storytelling. I mean, back when I was a little kid, both my drawings and stories were stupid. I mean, okay, let me tell you a little bit of my very, very first Jeff and Taylor story that I made up. It was back when I was 11 years old. I mean, Jeff and Taylor were just characters. I didn't make up the other Jeff and Taylor characters, like Cindy, David, and Maria. This was way before they were made. It was just Jeff and Taylor, the boys. And there was this one stupid story that didn't make sense, where they had to clean a garage, and it was full of dust. I mean, it was 1 foot of dust after they left for a week or something, and that is not possible. But hey, it's just a comic. But yeah, the way and then they say, "Oh, let's clean it," and then they clean it in stupid ways, like flooding the garage and waiting it. Basically, they want to drain it out of the garage and junk, and that's just stupid. I don't know. It's a stupid plot. I mean, if you're like a little kid or let's say 12 or 11 years old, then don't sweat. Your storytelling skills will improve when you become more mature. You start to know things a little better. I mean, I'm starting to get into a little more detail into my storytelling. Yeah, since I'm now 22, I kind of seem to get into some social and political issues in my comics. I just put those things subtly, but yeah. Oh, one tidbit of advice: if you're having trouble making up a story, then have some inspirations. Like, the best bit of inspiration is your own life. If you want to make up some jokes or some stories, then you can't get more original than your own life. So have some parts of your life and put it in your comic or story. It'll make things original. Another thing to get inspiration from is basically anything, like movies, TV, video games, novels, other comic books, and junk like that. This may be strange for me to say, but the more inspirations you have and the more diverse they are, the more original your work will be. Now hear me out on this. Let's say if your only inspiration is Star Wars, then you will most likely make a Star Wars ripoff. You know, if you have a comic and you're inspired by Star Wars and Case Closed and Your Own Life and the X-Files, I'm just thinking shows on the top of my head. The Bible. What else? Dave Chappelle. Paintings. Howard the Duck. Donald Duck. A plant. All of these different inspirations into your comic. They're so different and they're so cool and all that. It will truly help you making your work more original and stuff. I mean, with my Jeff and Taylor, my biggest inspirations, whether it's in art or story, are Kenan and Kel, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Goosebumps, those scary stories with those very scary illustrations. I think you know what I'm talking about. A Case Closed, Pokemon, as Abenobashi. I think I mentioned Fresh Prince, Family Matters. You know, those things really help me with the Jeff and Taylor stuff, and of course my own my own life experience can really help. All right. Next tidbit of advice. Let's see what she be a nice person. It's as simple as that. Be a nice person. But when you're nice to people, they'll like you. And if you're likable, then most likely they'll enjoy your work. If you have fans, then it's best not to yell at them or be mean to them or anything like that, because they'll tell people that you're a jerk and not to buy your comic or read it. Also, I also have my own personal beliefs about nice people. The nice people get good karma, and bad people get bad karma. So yeah, if you want to be successful, then be a nice person. Everybody will love you. I mean, be nice to a certain extent. I mean, don't try to please everybody. Just try to please the ones who are important to you in your life. But you can't satisfy everybody out there. I mean, I know there are a lot of people who are not interested in Jeff and Taylor, and I don't try to force them to like my comic or to read it. But even when you get a harsh criticism, just take it. Just take the advice sincerely, and learn from it. If you get a troll comment like say your art sucks and your story sucks, or your jokes aren't funny or something like that, then ignore them. That's all I can say. If you have the need to reply to them, then don't insult them. Don't make it personal or anything like that. Like this one time where I think it's the only time I replied to a troll comment. The dude said that my drawings suck, and so I wrote back to him, "Dude, say whatever you want. I can never stop drawing." And he never replied again. And yeah, you be assertive, not aggressive or mean. Just be assertive, be confident, be true to yourself, and just tell the other person to whatever. Not back off, you stupid bitch. Don't insult that. And believe me, kids today, they just, whenever they're angry or try to show anger through the internet, they just swear up a storm. And yeah, don't swear. I mean, I know I did, but that's mostly for comedic purposes. Yeah. Oh, I mean, go ahead and swear if it's for comedic purposes, but not for anger. I'm such a good role model for kids. Go ahead and swear, as long as it's funny. Alright. One mistake that I keep seeing in these comics by my fans and all these different people, even people my age and older make this mistake when they write or type their words in the speech bubbles. They all practically have bad spelling and bad grammar. Now, spelling is important. You gotta know the difference between the three theirs. You know, there's the THERE there, the THEIR there, and the THEY''RE there. Those are very different, and they're used in specific ways. And yeah, that's more grammar, but yeah, you should learn how to do those if you plan to write your comic too. You know, type the speech bubbles. Now, grammar and spelling, there is a loophole. It can be misspelled on purpose if you have a certain character with an accent. Like, let's say David. He has a Brooklyn, New York accent, and whenever he says whatever, he says whatever. You know, instead of spelling it with ER, it usually ends with an A or an AH. It's spelled wrong, but it's meant for his accent and all that. That's why with comics, it's not so harsh with the spelling and grammar as it is with the novels. But it's really good to know your spelling. Like, you gotta know how to spell dresser and dinosaur and Maserati and plant. You gotta know how to spell those words. And grammar, basically, it's not the internet. It's not chatting with your friend or anything like that. You have to actually be very aware of what you type in your comics and all that. What else? Oh yeah, and when you type, I highly recommend using a font that's meant for comics. Like the font I use is called Digital Strip 2. I used to use Comic Sans, but Comic Sans is a bit overused by everybody, and so to many designers and artists out there, they actually absolutely despise Comic Sans. So because of that, and because of I went to an art school, they taught me that Comic Sans is child's play, basically. So I downloaded a cool new font meant for speech bubbles called Digital Strip. So yeah, so it's kind of weird to see a comic done in New Times Roman or Arial or something like that, with the speech bubbles. And center your text. Centering text is really nice and neat for speech bubbles. Okay. Now, let's say you have a good story, and you know how to draw good, but how do you tell it? Okay, now my other tidbit of advice is to have good pacing. And believe me, pacing is hard. It's hard to do. Basically, pacing is, the pace of how the story is told. You don't want to jump from this moment all the way to another moment in just 2 panels. You gotta think about it like if it's a TV show. That's how I do it. I just think about a TV show, and the most important things. I usually draw the most important things out there. Oh, it's so hard to explain the whole pacing thing. I highly recommend you do more research on pacing. Just go to Google comic book pacing or whatever, and yeah. What's the point of this video if I tell you to go to Google? Okay, well, yeah, but pacing is hard to do. Yeah, I can't tell you how I do it because, you know, it's very hard to explain. Well, with my Jeff and Taylor comics, every issue, every episode, and I say episode with quotation marks because it's not the right vernacular for comics. Let's see. Well, yeah, with every episode, I make sure the comics are 48 pages long, all of them, and that's not including the cover and summary page. So yeah, all of them are 48 pages, and it's challenging for me to tell a full Jeff and Taylor story with a beginning, middle, and end, having a problem and solving that problem, all within 48 pages. So I kind of so with the help of thumbnailing my pages together, I really know how to pace well and pace the whole story together. And yeah, I'm guessing because I have that cap, that 48-page cap, I know how to pace my story well. Because if it takes forever, then I could take this one scene of Jeff and Taylor just talking about a fan for 4 pages, even though they talk about it a little bit. If my story is endless, then I might drag that little scene for 4 pages, even though it's supposed to take 4 panels. So yeah, because of that cap, I think I'm really good at pacing, story pacing. All right. Well, like I said, research, and that's my other tidbit of advice: research. If you have something to if you have something in your story that you want to know more about, like let's say you want to draw a car like a Ford Mustang. You know, you gotta know how a Ford Mustang looks like, so you do research. And yeah, you know how it looks like, and so you print it out and copy from a stock photo or something like that. I highly recommend a stock photo because if it's a Ford Mustang, you know, if it's a picture of a Ford Mustang and it's somebody else's photography, it's art photography, then you're practically plagiarizing. It's like a borderline plagiarizing if you draw out of somebody else's photograph. So that's why I recommend, if you want to have a reference, draw from a reference, I highly recommend drawing from stock photos. Stock photos, you know, meant for the public use. And so, yeah, research. If you want to know more about like what doctors do, then research, and don't be afraid to ask questions. If you have a doctor story and you personally know a doctor, then ask him or her. They might think it's weird. I mean, I ask people weird questions, mostly for my comic. Like I was thinking the other day how I could ask my dad, you know, how can a person be killed in the paint booth? You know, I didn't ask him that because he would think I'm weird. He would think I want to kill somebody. So yeah, if people know you're a comic artist and make up stories, then don't be afraid to tell them that you do, and it's meant for the story. Otherwise, they think you're crazy. A lot of people think I'm crazy, but I don't care. I just do what I have to do. Alright, and my last bit of advice, which is personally my most important bit of advice. I mean, for me, but it could be for you guys also, is to have good characters. Now, how I view my my characters, they are people. They have different personalities, and they're very well developed. They have weaknesses, they have strengths, and yeah, they're not cookie cutter stereotypes. Even though some are stereotypes and archetypes like Kim Greenleaf. She is the archetype. She takes the role of a adult role model for Jeff and Taylor. Also, she is the voice of reason and a scientist, an inventor. You can tell she's a scientist and inventor because of that lab coat. But yeah. But at the same time, I don't want to stereotype her. You know, that's not her whole character. She is a very independent woman who created her own business. You know, inventing things for corporations and all that. And yeah, I'll explain more about her in her character description. And I gotta do those. Man, it's been a long time since I did a CD character description video. But yeah. Good characters are a good thing to have. And make them relatable, make them likable. No, scratch that. Make them lovable. Not likable, lovable. Make your readers love them. Because if you have very good characters, then it really doesn't matter what kind of story they're in. People will enjoy it. You know, if your favorite character is Taylor, then you might enjoy Taylor in any story. You will enjoy Taylor just talking about the weather. It seems boring, but since it's Taylor, it seems exciting because he's your favorite character. Same with, let's say, you know, a celebrity like Dave Chappelle. If Dave Chappelle were to be, you know, a lot of people would love to see Dave Chappelle just smoking a cigarette outside. You know, just a little 5-minute video of him smoking a cigarette, and that would be great to them. If it's just an ordinary man smoking a cigarette for 5 minutes, then they don't care. But since it's Dave Chappelle, since it's a person they care about and like, then it's exciting. Yeah. That's why having good characters is a great thing to do, because because of those characters, it can help you. It's a nice foundation of what stories you want to tell. Yeah, they lay the foundation of a good story, good characters. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say that again, just in case somebody wants to quote me in my if I have my own Wikipedia page or something like that. Good characters are the foundation of a good story. That's my quote. Alright, so there you have it, guys. Almost 30 minutes, and that's my advice. I hope it really helped you. I hope in some way, I hope I made you have some ideas. And so yeah, what's left for this channel? Well, I'm just gonna let you guys know that I am working on Jeff and Taylor Volume 1, which is a book that I'm self-publishing. It will be available July 14th. As soon as I gotta get done. It's just I'm currently working on the bonus comic, which is just a comic that you can only see in the book. Yeah. I'm trying to finish that up, and after I'm done, I'll order a copy for myself and see if it's good and all that. I'll even do a live opening. I'll open it. I'll record it and everything for you guys to see, and if it looks good, then I'll officially have it on sale by July 14th. Okay. So yeah, hopefully that would turn out great. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Alright, I got one more minute left. What else to talk about? But yeah, guys, my job is really draining me. That's why on Saturday I plan to wake up early. I know my body keeps telling me to sleep in on Saturday, but I know my brain says, "Oh no, you got to work on that comic, boy. You got to work on that comic and complete your goals and all that, and make my fans happy." I know you guys are a patient bunch. So yeah, I totally have. So have faith, guys. I'm gonna be done, and I have faith in you guys that you won't give up on me. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. JFM out.